Hello, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us today. My name is Ben Lack, Senior Director of Marketing and Business Development for SwiftType, and we're going to be talking today a little bit about the secrets around how to optimize your Amazon listings to convert customers and how you can take those search insights and apply those to your own website. Joining me today is James Thompson from Skubana and Joe Hanson from The Prosper Show. And I want to, before I pass it off to James to start his presentation and moderate a Q&A, wanted to run through a couple of quick house cleaning items. So first, we are recording the session, and we will be making this recording and a PDF of the slides available shortly after today's session. You should probably get that today or tomorrow. Secondly, if you have any questions throughout the session, please post them in the question box, which is in the right hand of your GoToWebinar console. We're going to be asking a couple of poll questions today to get a little bit of engagement from folks, so we'd love for you to fill that out. And finally, we do have a 2-minute survey that we've added to the end of this session so that you can provide feedback on how the webinar was. Your feedback is super helpful in making sure that we put together content that's useful for everybody. So that's it, and thanks again for joining us, and without further ado, I will pass the baton over to James. James, it's all you.
Hey, Ben, thank you so much. Hey, everyone. I just want to say thank you all for attending. We're really happy to be here, and we're also happy to share some of our insights with you. Today, I will be talking about the importance and how you can optimize your Amazon listing to kind of climb the search ranks of Amazon and also convert more people, because in the end, it's all about conversions with Amazon. All right, so let's get started. Initially, this is what Skubana is all about. Once again, my name is James Thompson. There's my picture. It's a kind of a good one. I work digital marketing, and also I'm a content coordinator for Skubana. And what Skubana does is it's an all-in-one ERP system, and we basically cover all different aspects of running your e-commerce business, and we bring it under one roof for a very low cost with no contract whatsoever. And no matter how you fulfill, whether it's in-house, drop shipping, we got you covered. But let's move on. I want to start talking about Amazon listings. I want to start helping you guys out. Basic breakdown of what we're going to be discussing. Disclaimer on product quality, analyzing your product list, utilizing photos to influence purchasing behavior, optimizing your bullet points, creating compelling product descriptions, and the importance of positive product reviews for Amazon listing. This is a breakdown of what you're going to need, and let's get into it.
So before we jump in real quick, let me launch our first poll, which should be showing up on the screen right now. It says, do you currently sell goods or services on Amazon? So if you could just please give us one of the answers. Yes, you sell on Amazon your own products. Yes, you're a reseller. Or no, you don't currently sell on Amazon. I'd appreciate it. And we're going to give everybody 10 seconds. We'll show the results, and then James, you can jump in.
Sounds good.
All right. So you can see that half the people, 75% of people currently sell on Amazon, and half of all respondents are actually selling their own goods. So some interesting insights for you guys as you're giving your feedback around what to do with Amazon.
Excellent. Alrighty, like I said before, guys, let's get into this and let's start talking about Amazon. I'm seeing that about half of you guys are already selling on Amazon. Well, here's the good thing. It never hurts to optimize. It never hurts to get a little bit more insight. For those of you not selling on Amazon yet, listen up. You might learn a thing or two, and this might certainly help you make a decision on whether or not you want to sell on here. All right. Big disclaimer initially on product quality when you're selling on Amazon. Amazon is the sales channel. It makes you become a better online seller. Your products, though, need to be legitimate. Customers ultimately want a great product selection and convenience for a great price when it comes on Amazon. The quality of your product is going to significantly impact your listing. It's going to impact your reviews. It's going to impact your reputation on Amazon. So you want to make sure you're selling quality products. Ultimately, if you wouldn't buy it, don't sell it. It's that simple. You always want to go in with a good quality product and the right attitude when you're selling on Amazon. It goes a long way. All right, the first thing I want to start talking to you guys about is how to optimize your product title on Amazon. I do a lot of content creation for Skubana, whether it's blog posts, newsletters, what have you. I'm all about relevant keywords, and so is Amazon. Ideally, what you want to do is your title should capture your viewer or your customer. You're going to want to use every relevant keyword you possibly can in your title. You also going to want to tell exactly what your product is through your title. You want to talk about brand, the name of the product, the size, the quantity, color, the component materials, etc. And you're going to want to do your research, and you want to use at least 4 to 5 targeted keywords. That's the sweet spot whenever you're dealing with your Amazon title listing. So real quick, let's take a look at one that has been optimized. Give you a little bit of a sample. Okay, Anchor, this is a great listing on Amazon. These guys do a ton of business. They have a lot of reviews. They have a lot going for them. You'll notice in their title, they cover all the sweet spots for this particular product. They have their brand. They have the product name. They have the popular compatible models. Anyone who has an iPhone 6S or a 6, guess what? You know initially, before you even clicked into the listing, you know whether or not this item's compatible with your unit. They do a great job with getting all those juicy tidbits right in the title. Doesn't leave me guessing at all. I know what I'm going to get when I click in on this. And lastly, once again, too, check out the reviews they have, 935. This thing converts like crazy, and it gets a lot of people's attentions. This didn't take me that long to find on Amazon. In fact, this was the first page when I just typed in something as simple as USB charging hub. This thing ranked higher than anything. So now let's really quick, guys, let's take a look at a title. It kind of leaves us guessing a little bit. Charge Hub, it's a good company. They're very solid. But if you look at that title when compared to Anchor's, it leaves a lot to the imagination. I don't know what I'm getting. I don't even know if it's compatible with my unit. I don't know much about it. Even the picture doesn't tell me all that much. It's not using a lot of keywords. It's very vague wording, super value pack. It doesn't really give me much to work with here. I don't know much about it. I don't know the specs. I don't know the compatible models. This does not answer a lot of questions for me. And to be honest with you, it took me about 12 pages to find this listing on Amazon. Guess how many people you're converting if you're not on page 1? Not too many. Moving on, I can't stress it enough, validating your title's effectiveness. Once again, I'm a content writer. I write a lot of SEO-friendly content. Google AdWords is my bread and butter. I cannot imagine writing something in today's day and age when I'm trying to rank without AdWords. Do whatever you can. Research. Do as much research as you can. Check out your competitors. Is their listing doing better? Does their listing have more reviews? Is their listing ranking higher? What are they doing that you can pull away from that? What kind of keywords are they utilizing? Do the research, put in the time. It's going to work. It's going to help out in the long run. And AdWords is one simple tool you can use to do that. Next up, this is so overseen by so many sellers. I can't stress it enough. Realistically, if you're looking for something similar in your industry or your categories, just do a quick Amazon search on it. Amazon's giving you the keywords right there. Type in just something initially about your product, whether it's a universal charging station, whether you sell cutlery, whatever it is you sell. Do a little keyword research. Do a little searching on Amazon. Think of it as if you're the customer. What do you want to see? What would you look for? It really does go a long way, and it's a very simple thing you can use to get your listing up there in terms of keywords, in terms of ranking. Much big-time unsung hero here when it comes to Amazon is just using the search bar to your advantage. All right, guys, next thing up is photos. Photos influence purchasing behavior. I can't stress this enough either. The last time I bought anything online, I had at least 5 or 6 images to look at. I feel very uncomfortable buying something online if I can't see it. It's bad enough that I'm purchasing it online. I can't see and feel it. I do want to see as many photos as possible. That's why ideally, whenever you're posting any kind of photos, whether or not it's your website's listing or your actual listing on Amazon, you want high quality, high resolution, and relevant images. They really do go a long way with converting. The sweet spot for Amazon images, though, is going to be 1,000 by 1,000 for your main initial image. You want customers to be able to zoom in, see the details of your product. It's going to reassure them that much more that you have the right listing, you have the right item, and you're answering all their questions. Other little side note, you get 6 secondary images to utilize for Amazon listings. Be sure to use those. Don't skim out. People want to see what they're buying. This is a great way to convert. Images go a long way. Next up is bullet points. Bullet points are key. Bullet points really do wonders in terms of listing some basic concepts and basic ideas for your listing in general. You're going to want to utilize those keywords that you did some research on before. And as a seller, you're going to know your product better than anyone. You should kind of know what converts. You should know what doesn't convert. You should A/B test. You should really do your research. It does go a long way. So when it comes to your details and your bullet points, get as rich as you can there. Be as insightful and as informative as you possibly can. Let your customer fully understand the product they're buying. Don't skim out. Anchor, I keep going back to this listing, they do a great job. They tell me everything I need. They tell me what I get. They tell me the certification and safeties. They tell me all about this product. I'm not guessing at the end of this listing what I'm getting. I know when I add this to the cart and I buy it, I know what's showing up in the mail a few days from now. Leave nothing to imagination. It's all about being informative. It's all about giving as much information as possible, and it's all about making that conversion. This is probably my bread and butter. This is what I love the most, is creating compelling product descriptions. This is your last opportunity when it comes to your Amazon listing, or really any listing for that matter, where you can actually sell what your product to a customer. This goes a long, long way. You want to tell a story about your product. It's not just about what's in the box, what does it do. Tell a story. Tell a customer how it fits in their lives. What can you do to entice a customer to purchase? What would make you buy your product? Why do you sell your product? Do you believe in it? I'm sure you do. You wouldn't be selling it, especially on Amazon. Do whatever you can to get the product into the hands of the consumer and get it in front of them and tell them a story about it, that this is why you should buy from me. This is why you've been looking at my listing. You need this product because of this. This solves this problem, or it fills this need. And once again, I know there's a lot here in the product description. All these slides will be made available afterwards, so you can take a look at how this particular listing really did a great job. And after you read it, you almost want to go buy a selfie stick. I hate to say it. Last but not least, product reviews. I'm an online seller. I'm a content writer, but I buy a lot of stuff online. And the last time I went to find anything online, I checked product reviews. Whether it was a friend recommending it to me, whether it was any kind of review, whether it was a restaurant on Yelp, product reviews go a long way with making a purchasing decision. I can't stress it enough. This is what's really ultimately going to sell you. And if you look at this particular listing, it's an Amazon product. One, look at the title. They have all the right things. Two, look at the reviews. There's no doubt in my mind that this product is of solid quality. And I'm not going to be worried about when I buy this, it not working, it not doing exactly what I need it to do. And ultimately, too, just think about the last time you bought something. How did you hear about it? Would you have purchased it? Have you heard bad things? Would you go on Amazon or any site for that matter, and if you saw a product had only 2 negative reviews, would you actually buy it? You must really be in love with it if you would. For me, I'd be slightly hesitant, and I'd probably look elsewhere. Ultimately, too, the other thing you want to realize is this: Amazon doesn't like negative reviews. They don't like poor quality products. They're all about the conversion. If you're not converting, you're falling down the ranks big time. Getting positive product reviews and selling a quality product should go a long way and should be #1 in your list of priorities when selling online, especially on Amazon. A few things we do for our e-commerce business when it comes to encouraging people not to leave negative reviews, we really like to reach out to customers. If a customer has a problem with your item, you need to reach out to them. You need to get in front of them and you need to fix the problem right away. You don't want Amazon getting on your bad side, or you vice versa. It really will impact your business greatly. It's going to impact your sales and it's going to impact your conversions. And when you have a bad seller reputation on Amazon, you're sunk in the water. So you got to make sure you're getting in front of customers. If anyone has a problem with your listings, get in front of them, help them out, offer 100% customer satisfaction guarantee. This has done wonders for us. We get ahead of the customer, we get ahead of the negative reviews, and we convert more in the long run. I do want to thank everyone for listening. Once again, feel free. I know we're going to be answering some questions towards the end of this, but I know there's going to be a lot of questions that we're not going to be able to get to. So I want to encourage anyone and everyone, if you're interested, please, by all means, send us an email. Follow up with us. You have a certain question. The great thing about Skibana is it's an e-commerce software, but it's built by sellers for sellers. One of our head CEOs, he's a top 300 Amazon seller. He has so much insight, and he's learned a lot of lessons by selling on Amazon and selling on Amazon well. So if you have any questions that we don't get to today, by all means, please feel free to follow up with us, and we'd love to talk Amazon selling, we'd love to talk listing optimization, and we'd love to talk about running your business better to help you out in the long run. All right, I just want to thank everyone for their time.
Great. So, Joe, I just made you the presenter. So you should be able, there we go.
All right. Thanks, James, for that presentation. I think that was very valuable insight that you provided there. I am Joseph Hanson. I am the founding partner of BuyBox Experts. We are an outsourced marketplace management solution for both sellers and brands. We do everything from customer service, product listing creation, and optimization, brand registry, product and seller review, solicitation and audits, and everything from A to Z in between there as well. I'm also a co-founder of the Prosper Show, and the Prosper Show, its inaugural show will be held in February 8th and 9th of 2016. It's a conference for sellers. My partner, James Thompson, who used to work at Amazon, and I felt that there wasn't really a substantial conference that didn't engage in a lot of self-promotion or didn't include the right types of speakers and exhibitors to really benefit sellers in a way that'll actually help them to make more profit and sell more on the channel. We actually have more than 10 former Amazon employees and more than 40 heads of solution providers coming to the conference. The idea is to be able to provide you a place where you can actually hear the best repricers or the best order management systems, the heads of those organizations, on the same panel. You're not going to find that anywhere else. And they're going to be moderated to give you the content that's applicable to you as a seller. So I'd like to thank Ben and his organization for allowing us to participate in this webinar. We're going to dive a little bit deeper into the elements of the algorithm itself and give you a few pointers as to what we think you can do internally within your Amazon account to actually utilize the data that Amazon has available to you to optimize your listings. So there's been a lot of talk about the buy box and FeedVisor, the algorithmic repricer, has even come out with its own version of a buy box Bible to help people understand what's in the buy box. So when we talk about the buy box, what is it? Well, if a customer searches for a Lego treehouse on Amazon and then clicks through to the product detail page, you're going to see something similar to what's on the screen here. Amazon is going to choose one seller, and that seller's details are going to go into the buy box. Well, what does that mean exactly? It means that the seller's info appears in this section here, in the sold by section, and among all of those other sellers to the right. If the customer clicks on the add to cart, that seller is going to be awarded the sale, and no other seller will be awarded the sale while that seller is in the buy box position. So what does that mean? Well, that seller is going to make more than 90% of the sales for that product typically. So it's important for you to have the buy box if you want to make any sales. Now, a lot of us have heard this many times, and most of the time we skip a step, which is how do we actually get to that PDP? Well, most people type into the search toolbar when they go to Amazon. In fact, some estimates place that more than 70% of Amazon sales come through that search toolbar. And Amazon is actually beating out Google when it comes to product-related searches 4-to-1. What this means to you is that your products need to show up in the search results if you even want to be able to capture that buy box position for that product on the detail page. So Amazon actually has its own division, the A9 team, which creates this algorithm used to rank products within its search results page. And how do they do that? Well, their algorithm, you can actually go to their website and they'll display a little bit of generic information about it. And what they tell us on their site is that it's based upon relevance in the eye of the consumer. Well, if we were to take this results page, utilizing this previous example for a Lego treehouse, we'll find that the product that appears first on this page has substantially more reviews, has on average a 5-star review rating. And we also find that it combines multiple relevance features. So treehouse is in the title, and we find that it's a prime item as well. All of those things together in combination help this product to rank better. And then the team also adds in some additional clever phrases like continuous improvements to the algorithm. So we know that the algorithm is constantly changing and adapting. In many ways, Amazon does this because they want to purchase more on their site. It's self-interest at its core, but it's also a protectionary policy as well. Amazon doesn't want users coming to their site to view product which is not relevant, and that helps protect them in many ways, but it also helps make more sales on the site, benefits Amazon, benefits the consumer. They're more likely to come back to the site if they see results that are related to what they were looking for. So this is going to be a little bit of an extensive list. We won't spend all of our time on this. We will go through it, though, to help you understand how complex the actual algorithm is in trying to rank for the associated keywords that are related to the products you are selling on the Amazon channel. Now, we know certain parts of the algorithm based upon either information that's told to us from the A9 team or ex-Amazon employees, or by repeatable experience on the channel, testing out certain changes and then seeing how those changes actually affect the ranking results for your products. Total conversion rate. So how well your product converts. And this makes sense that this would be part of the algorithm based upon the fact that Amazon wants to sell product, and product that is more likely to sell will probably rank higher for associated keywords. Conversion rate when using a particular keyword. So it would make sense naturally that Amazon wants to rank you for specific keywords if you're converting for that type of keyword rather in combination with your total conversion rate. Click-through rate. Again, Amazon wants to provide products which are relevant to consumers. If they don't even click on the product, then it's probably going to be ranked lower. Total sessions, that would be actual visits to the page, whether it's clicking through a search that's performed or going directly to the product detail page. Total sales, and this is again getting down to this fundamental core of why Amazon has this algorithm. It's to enhance the customer experience on the site and to enhance their revenues and profit. So sales by hour, 30-day, and an unnamed historical measure, which we are still trying to figure out from our side. Refund rate. Most sellers don't tend to think of this one, but the actual percentage at which your products are refunded or returned is factored into that ranking algorithm. To Amazon, a refunded product is actually worse than a product which isn't sold. Keyword placement, and that's going to be in the title, your bullet points, the first 250 characters of your product description, and your search terms. So keep in mind that if you create a 2,000 character description, you're only really going to get benefit from the first 250 characters of that. And then whether all the aforementioned fields actually have content. So you could have an amazing listing with high quality resolution images, even video displayed in your product, and you could have incredibly great reviews and sales history. But if you don't have content within every field, that does affect the ranking of it. Your sponsored ads click-through and your sponsored ads conversion rate. We've been told that every day Amazon takes data from the sponsored ads division and utilizes that in their A9 algorithm assessment. What that tells us is that not only should you be utilizing sponsored ads to actually increase sales via or increase direct sales from those sponsored ads, but your sponsored ads, the click-through and conversions of those, indirectly influence your organic rankings for keywords on the site. So if you aren't using sponsored ads and your competitors are, then they have a leg up on you in the search algorithm. Tied to parent-child variation. What this is referencing is that as you list products that may have different sizes or colors on the site, it's important to tie those together in an appropriate parent-child variation. Those get weighted together. Amazon will take the aggregate of the sales associated with those products and the reviews associated with them and content, and they will actually rank much better than they would have previously if they were separated. And then to get ranked initially, we know that you need to have at least 1,000 historical glance views on your product and at least 5 purchases. And what we mean by get ranked initially is become relevant within the A9 algorithm to get placement on the top 3 pages. So those are the variables that we know of. And now we're going to wade a little bit into speculation because we know these variables are considered applicable in how they would affect your A9 algorithm rankings, but we don't have any repeatable, demonstrable examples that we can give you across multiple categories. We see a lot of variation on the site. It's the best way to explain it. So content recency. Some sellers have reported that how quickly they changed their content, or if they changed it recently, then they were able to get a boost in rankings. The bounce rate. If people come to a product detail page and leave quickly, the assumption is that that would negatively affect your ranking. Add to carts. There's an asterisk next to this because in our own testing, we have seen this affect product listings of our clients. If we're able to drive significant traffic and all that it occurs is simply the customers adding the product to the cart, we still see a significant increase in the ranking of their product. However, it's within this section because we haven't seen this demonstrated among other marketing agencies, and we haven't heard it reported widely. High-res product images. Now, this one is more of a chicken and an egg type of variable because you would expect that if you have high-res images, then your product will naturally convert better, and we know that conversion definitely falls into the ranking algorithm, so that's why that's placed here. Keyword placement in more than one area. So in our experiments, we have seen that if a keyword is placed in the title, in the bullet points, and in the description, then the product tends to rank better. However, we need to test this more, and we have had sellers tell us that they have not had any benefit from additional placement in different areas. Keyword density refers to how often that keyword is placed within a description or a bullet point. And this one is reported by some sellers to benefit, by some it is not. The order of the keywords in any of these areas, again, is in dispute. Backlinks to the product detail page, meaning if you are linking to it from your social media site, from your own website, or even utilizing conventional SEO purposes to drive traffic to that specific product detail page, that is a bit of a controversial issue in how well it actually performs and helps your products to rank better. Verified purchase reviews, total and recency. We do know that reviews are somewhat factored into the ranking algorithm. However, Amazon has made a lot of recent updates to their algorithm to decrease the relevancy of purchase reviews. especially reviews that are not verified purchase reviews. Answered customer questions. We have seen this one, as we've seen our clients answer more of the customer questions and state their answers in a way that solicits additional questions so that customers feel open, that there's an open invitation to ask more questions about the product, find out more about it. We have seen that benefit some of the products. Inventory levels. Again, we haven't seen this repeated across the entire spectrum, but among many of our clients, we have seen that where they are offering against a very competitive listing, if they do not have substantial inventory, then their buy box share tends to decrease compared to their competitors. Then whether or not there is an FBA offer and the number of offers against the listing age, and product videos, if you're a vendor, A+ detail content, and the images and any other videos supplied by actual customers of the product. Those all could potentially affect the products, and we have seen some of them in certain instances benefit, but that needs to be repeated for us to be able to firmly establish that. So really, we have a lot of complex issues here that can play into how well your products are going to rank on the channel. We think it's important to prioritize what you need to do instead of trying to focus on all 50 of these tasks. Let's first follow James's appropriate recommendations about providing high quality images, titles, bullet points, and aim for great conversion. If you're aiming for great conversion, then your product probably is going to rank well, as long as you follow the second step, which is appropriately including the right type of keywords in those titles, bullet points, and descriptions. But don't keyword stuff or in such a way that you would negatively affect the conversion rate of those products. Focus first on conversion and then include keywords for search. And then utilize sponsored ads for keyword research and for organic benefits, as I referencing what I talked to earlier. So going into sponsored ads, this is a screenshot of an account utilizing both a manual and an automatic targeting campaign for sponsored ads. If we click through, then we find, if we click through to the reports that can be generated, we find that there are advertising reports that are available for both automatic and manual. In this slide is a report for the automatic campaign, and from here we clicked the search term report, and then within 5 minutes, Amazon typically generates a report at the bottom of the screen, which you can then download. This report produces a lot of substantial data for you to utilize in optimizing your listings. So most people are unaware that you can create an automatic targeting campaign, and Amazon, utilizing its own search algorithm, will insert a number of keywords related to your product and then bid on those accordingly. And then you can actually export that report utilizing Amazon's insider knowledge, so to speak, and now you have a bunch of different customer search terms which you can then apply to your title or bullet points or description or search terms. This is only a segment of that report. There's a lot of metric data that's subsequent to the right in the report telling you about conversion rates and clicks and sales, which also you would want to pay special attention to because there's only limited space within your content in order to provide keywords. So you'll want to provide the ones that are actually going to convert the best for you as well. And then there are some additional keyword tools that you could use outside of Amazon. Here are some of them, and they will be provided in these slides that you can access later on if you choose to seek out any of these organizations and utilize their keyword planning mechanisms. So we'd just like to thank Ben and his organization for letting us take part. And if you guys have additional questions for me, please feel free to reach out. You can go to prospershow.com or buyboxexperts.com. We have submission and contact forms there where you can get in touch with us if you have any questions about our services, the show, or about anything we talked about. on the conference.
Awesome. Thank you. So I'm going to make myself the presenter and introduce myself and SwiftType, and then run a quick poll and then show my deck. So I am the Senior Director of Marketing and Business Development for SwiftType. SwiftType is a powerful search software company that helps companies in the e-commerce space and other industries have the flexibility and control to curate your own search experience on your own website. And so I want to take some of the learnings that Joe and James have provided and give you kind of a transfer of knowledge for how you can do this on your own website. So before I do that, I want to launch a quick poll and get a quick understanding from everybody on the call if you have a search box on your website. So if you can, please go ahead and answer. I would appreciate it. We'll wait just 10 seconds. Awesome. So it looks like the vast majority of people have a search box on their site, so this is going to be really useful information for you as you think about how to optimize your own search experience so that you can generate the most conversions as well. So thank you for that insight. Okay, so I am now showing my screen. And just a quick background about SwiftType. We were founded in January of 2013. We're based out of San Francisco with about 35 employees. We have a little over $20 million in venture funding, and we're the largest independent search provider on the internet. We have over 500,000 sites and apps on our platform today, and we currently see a little over 4 billion queries per month. And this is just a sample of some of the companies that we do business with, both in the e-commerce space, but also the publishing and knowledge-based customer support space, and also companies really interested in more lead gen and on the corporate side. So you're optimizing, your product rankings on Amazon, and the organic search is challenging, but that really shouldn't be the case for when you're doing your own search. So how can you ensure that search on your own site is optimized to drive sales? So I'm going to go through 5 tips right now to kind of help you understand how you can do this for yourself. Creating a rich search index, talking about the location, not overlooking analytics, customizing the results and your own relevance algorithm, and then capitalizing traffic from organic search. So creating a rich search index. So here is an example of of a search page, of a landing page, product page on an e-commerce site, and you can use your search box to be able to search for any of this kinds of content on your own site, either through a web crawler or through some type of an API. And the way that happens is that you provide metadata to Google so that you can be showing up in search results for a global search experience. But for a site search experience, it's very much the same way. You provide metadata to like the title or the brand or the number of reviews or the review score or even the SKU to then be able to implement these types of insights into a powerful search box so that when somebody is searching for these types of things, you ensure that you're delivering the relevant content. So this is just a quick snapshot of what SwiftType meta tags look like, and these are the types of meta tags that you would install when you implement SwiftType onto your site. Equally as important is the indexing because it ultimately determines the experience. And you can, with SwiftType, customize and adapt that search experience for the products. So as you can see here to the left, once we have all of that metadata, you can then very easily choose what types of filters you can add, but either by brand, review, price. You can search by, in the initial search by gender, price, etc. You could even have a segmented autocomplete by content type. So here, not only can you have products being shown in search results, but you can also have content as well. You see that there's 3 pieces of content displayed at the bottom of the autocomplete. And for those that don't have an autocomplete experience, it really is a great way to be able to drive your users to the actual product pages or content pages faster than having to go through an actual search experience and getting your user to hit enter. One thing that, as a marketer and e-commerce optimizer that you should always be thinking about is the location of your search box. So a large search box placed in the center can cause up to 40% of users to search more, and those that search typically convert at roughly a 50% higher rate. So a lot of times folks will put it in the right-hand corner. Really, we're seeing stats that if you do put it in the middle of your header, that you will be able to drive more engagement and more revenue to your products and content. Equally as important, and I think you've gotten some good insights from James and Joe around analytics that Amazon provides you for the Amazon search experience, you can get that same or similar information for your own site search analytics. So you can see things that are top searches on the site to see what most popular products are being searched for at any given time, and use that to configure different pages or promotions. But also you can see searches that don't have any results, which is just an awful experience that any user typically has. And I'm sure this has happened to many of you that are on the call. And so it can give you an opportunity to either figure out what products you need to add in stock, or whether you should go curate those products or source those products from either your own resources or from third parties. So this is a way to customize results and relevancy. And you can use this in the SwiftType dashboard, which is what we call our custom results ranking. And basically what this allows you to do is to recreate any search query that any user would perform on the front end, and be able to pick and choose the results that are shown for that specific query. So you can add and remove search results. You can also click and drag search results like you're seeing here with the flannel shirt going from the 4th position to the 2nd position. So you do this for a number of reasons. You do this because you've got inventory from last year's catalog that you're trying to get rid of, or you have a new product that you want to feature, or you have a special sale that you're wanting to, or promotion that you're wanting to run, and you want to make sure that when people are searching for something like a shirt, that the flannel shirt is up higher in results. And so to be able to, without much developer help, to be able to click and drag and do these types of things, is really providing users a powerful way to generate more engagement. And a tip that we found for folks that really leverage this tool is to do this for the top 10 to 20% of key terms. Because while it's really easy to do this, for the lowest hanging fruit, the terms that are the most searched, you want to make sure that you have really curated a very specific experience for your customer. Another thing that the SwiftType dashboard allows customers to do is really fine-tune the weights and fine-tune the algorithm that basically generates the relevancy of all of the products and content that are showed up in your search box. So the way this works is all of the metadata that you provide SwiftType, you can use to say, hey, in this instance, I really want to show products that have a higher review than products that have a lower review. And so through the SwiftType weights tool, you can literally click and drag the dot from the left to the right, and then automatically the algorithm will resort itself to then deliver all content with average reviews being a larger weight compared to all the other variables that you provided us to build the algorithm out. So this is really important because this certainly impacts the long tail of all of your products. And for companies that have hundreds of thousands or even millions of SKUs, this saves you a lot of time to be able to really fine-tune your own algorithm to make sure you're generating the types of conversions that you're looking for. Equally as interesting is that we're building functionality to allow you to segment this type of an experience for different audiences, so that if you have certain audience buyer personas or anything like that, you'd be able to build a unique set of weights for each one of those buyer personas, as well as doing A/B tests to see, hey, if I move my reviews rating a little bit to the right compared to a lot to the right, how does that impact my conversions and my engagement? And then finally, last tip I wanted to share is really more around SEO, but really a very interesting way to leverage a powerful search box, and that is to capitalize on organic traffic. So a good example of how to do this with powerful search is through an example I'm going to give around a customer of ours, which is UPS Battery Center, based out of Toronto. They sell batteries online. And they were using initially Magento's out-of-the-box search, and were really having a lot of trouble getting people to find the content that they were looking for, and so they ended up switching to us to be able to get all of the tips that I've suggested to you today, and they've really seen a lot of interesting outputs, from orders increasing by 140% to their conversion rate improving by 116, all the way to call volumes for customer support dropping by 90%. But one of the interesting things that they have done is they've created a lot of landing pages for products that they don't currently carry, and what they'll do is they'll say that those products aren't in stock, and those pages will then get captured in organic traffic and crawled by Google, and UPS Battery then gets traffic to the site from those pages. And so when that traffic lands on those pages and sees that these product landing pages are out of stock, those users are what they're finding is that the users are going to the search box and typing in specifically what they're looking for, whether it's a very specific battery or even a model or part number. And so what that's done for UPS Battery Center is it's allowed them to curate additional product lines without having with research, and without having to buy a bunch of inventory before they knew that there was a meaningful demand. And so they've been able to really add additional revenue streams to their business by being able to take the analytics that come out of this, a powerful search tool like this to really curate, more products and ultimately higher conversions and more revenue. So with that, I hope that those tips were helpful for you as it relates to finding ways to optimize search for your own search box. And with that, I'm going to pass it back off to James